6:49. Good morning, Thursday morning. Comets playing at home tomorrow night. And on Saturday night is the Syracuse game, the men's side. And then on Sunday, the women play.
By the way, the Comets, just 9 games left in the regular season, 5 at home, 4 on the road.
Talked to some people yesterday. They're feeling very good about the win the other night, and giving them a little bit of breathing room with Syracuse. And it really feels pretty good that there will be some playoff action for the Comets.
Still 3 games left against the Crunch, though, so things could tighten up.
Could happen. So some interesting stuff out there. Mississippi, and this girl is she's African-American. She's very, very pretty. And she has admitted, she was a cheerleader at her high school in Mississippi. She's admitted that, yes, it's true, she was trying to join ISIS.
And her boyfriend as well. She was trying to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you kind of wonder, in her farewell letter as she was leaving to join the Islamic State group, Jaylin Young told her family that she was guilty. I found the contacts, made arrangements, planned the departure. Prosecutors say she wrote last August, I am guilty of what you soon will find out. Tuesday, she admitted the same to a federal judge in Mississippi, pleading guilty to 1 count of conspiring to provide materials supporting a terrorist organization.
Man.
She faces up to 20 years in prison, $250 in fines, and lifetime probation. But again, she's just too cute for that.
Is that what they're saying?
No, I'm saying
because she's a very beautiful girl. She was a cheerleader.
Problem is, this is what happens. She is young and impressionable. Her boyfriend is the culprit, it seems. And what happens is love trumps all, right?
Yeah.
She's in love, and he is, and he, her dear love, has convinced her that they need to join ISIS, of all things. And I just think that, that's the old love is blind thing, right?
Right.
Love is kind of blind.
So he was more into this? He was like a fighter type? Like a military fighter type?
I don't know where he is necessarily from.
I think they're both from Mississippi.
But I'm probably doing a little, I'm probably judging based on the name that he's the one that probably has more to do with ISIS than she.
And it is his name, of course, is the most popular name in the world. It is Muhammad.
Yeah. Anyway, today, was it today or yesterday, a federal judge, federal state judge in Utica, looking at the case of the state against the city of Utica. And the state, of course, not the city of Utica, but the city of Utica school district. Mm-hmm. The city school district is asking for the case to be thrown out. That would be a nice thing for that to be happening, right? This is the case against where Utica is discriminated against immigrants, which we've all kind of felt is a bit on the ridiculous side, right?
Absolutely.
And we'll see what comes of all of that. Other stories out there here this morning. Man steals car on test drive after using stolen car as collateral. Kind of an interesting story out of the Pittsburgh area. Jennifer Butler, the general manager of Midnight Racing Auto in Leechdale, said she just opened the used luxury car dealership on Saturday morning when a customer walked in. And that is always good. You see a customer walk into an automobile dealership, and everybody flocks to the customer. Very popular person, a customer walking into an automobile dealership. He approached my assistant about driving an 09 C-Class Mercedes. The dark gray Mercedes had the price tag of $14,900. Butler says the older man was driving a 2006 Lexus when he arrived, and he said, listen, I'll leave my Lexus here while I try. Okay?
Okay.
Turns out the Lexus wasn't his either.
Was that on a test drive, too?
I believe so. Yeah. Without permission. Following their test drive procedures, Butler says she made a copy of the man's driver's license, and he held the keys to his car as collateral. She held the keys to the car as collateral. She told him their recommended test drive route. He even asked, he said, where should I go? And she gave him some directions. Butler told KDKA 15 minutes passed, then 30. The man still had not returned. After an hour, she called police. She said that she looked inside the man's Lexus to find his contact information, and that's when she realized the Lexus had a West Virginia inspection sticker and a North Carolina license plate. this was all a big setup. So,
Wow.
do you have to be? I guess you have to be a little more careful with something like that.
Yeah, but she had all of his contact info. She did have his driver's license. Is that right?
Was it really
I believe it
his?
was all fake.
Oh, it was all fake.
Yeah,
Oh.
kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And there's a story up on our website at WIBX950.com. And we've been talking a little bit about it, talking about Dr. Levine and the sleep study that I went through. And there is a video. So there's two things they're looking at. Number one is the sleep apnea. And since I had the announcement that, what did he say, 168 times during a 5-hour period of sleeping, I had stopped breathing. And in some cases, it was 40 seconds. I've spoken to people who said, oh, yeah, you think that's big? I stopped 300 times, or I stopped 400 times. And I do think that when he says there's severe sleep apnea, according to Dr. Levine, this is over at the Mohawk Valley Health System Sleep Center at St. Elizabeth. And he says that if you stop on the range of 30 times an hour, which I think I was like 32 or 31 times an hour.
31, yeah.
If it at 30 is the low end of severe.
Yeah.
So there's moderate and then there's severe. 30 is the low end of severe, and it moves its way all the way up to more severe, I guess. But I'm on the low end of severe. Interesting stuff. The other thing they were looking at is what my wife has complained about for so long, and that is the night terrors. So the question is, are they really night terrors? Is it a thing called REM sleep disorder? What is it? But it is that I would wake up in the middle of the night out of a sound sleep, or what I thought was a sound sleep, and am startled by something. Who knows what triggers it? Maybe it's a dream, maybe it's a noise. Startled, probably 9 times out of 10, I will just kind of sit up in bed and then go right back to sleep, which is the video that shows. There's a video up in the story. It's on the Keeler page at WIBX950.com.
And in the video, you can see you sit up and then go right back down.
I put the video up. And I jumped through all these HIPAA rules and all this stuff. And I'm like, no, but you have to understand, I am in the video.
Yes.
It's my medical
I'm
procedure.
waiving my rights.
I am giving up my HIPAA rights. I'm putting this up. So we have permission to run it. Anyway, you can actually see as I'm sleeping in a sound sleep, bang! I sit up and then just go right back down and go to sleep.
And you can tell that you're still asleep. Like, it's not like you sit up and you're... Do you remember getting
Sitting
up?
up? No.
Sitting up?
No. Then again, I don't remember what I did yesterday. So I probably not a good question, Christine, or at the very least a good answer. But my wife is saying that for her, she never knows if this is going to be another episode. Mm-hmm. So am I acting out the famous episode? There's a couple. One time we had a shelf over the bed. So there's the headboard, and then over the headboard was a really nice shelf of knickknacks and all that sort of stuff. I don't know what happened, but somehow that shelf came down, and everything came down everything came down on top of us.
Did you wake up when it hit you?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago, and I don't think it was my wife either. It might have been way back. But that one I remember. But the classic one is where I'm pulling her out of the burning car. Mm-hmm. And that can be traumatic for her, which is what this is more about. If this was up to me, I wouldn't be getting any sleep study, just for the record. Anyway, the video's up there. You can check it at WIBX950.com. And maybe you have some issues that are similar. 7360186. Got a break? Come right back at WIBX.